Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the SBP. I hope you are doing well. I'm your boy Prime Source. What is good?
Brian, what's happening, man?
It's another day. It's another day. We
Wife,
back, man.
wife had me outside the crack of dawn, not the crack of dawn, but this morning just came in. I smell like snake away and I don't know, just outside.
You be spreading the snake stuff out there?
Yeah, man. I mean, that wasn't the purpose. Went outside to fix the fence because the fence been broken, and then that turned into looking at the shed and sweeping that out, and you know moving some stuff around. Gotta go to the dump in a little after this. So it just turned into a whole bunch of randomness.
You be seeing
You,
snakes out there?
not recently.
Okay. Now I just think about we go through that at the job though. Like it seems like not every year, maybe every other year, right behind the building. You
Yeah,
would think we said, well, it's not a lot of woods, but there's a little bit of trees back there. Like it's kind of hard to explain off to the right, and I think it's like a creek, maybe a couple of 100 yards down. So every now and then, we've had a few encounters over the years where there might have been a snake like right out back, or a couple of times right at the back door. We had an incident where a snake got in the store.
mm.
Yeah, through the back.
Jojo.
Yeah, yeah. So I believe what happens is I got to get it looked at again, but they always say that snakes, if they're near a building or a house or something, if they can feel some type of like coolness coming from
Mm-hmm.
like under a door or something like that. And the door to our building there, it's sturdy and stable, but it's a little off track. I had it fixed years ago, but it's got to be done again. And then those little things they put at the bottom of the door, like they call the little sweeps. I don't know what you call them. Being that the door is off track after they drag the ground a little bit, sometimes they wear off.
Yeah.
So I believe that time when the snake got in the store, I think the snake had probably been hovering near the door. And then I got a lot of folks, a lot of young folks, they always talking on the phone and all that stuff. So at the end of the evening, when we go to take the trash out and all that, and nobody looking down and none, they just kicking the door open, taking the trash out while they're on the phone or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy went out, took the trash out. He was coming back in. I guess he looked down and saw a snake right in front of the door. And so all we heard him yelling, like, what is this fool doing? Because the dude was always yelling about something. I'm like, what is this fool doing? So me and my assistant at the time, we go back there and we look. We points down. There's a snake literally right in the doorway, not in the door, not in the doorway. I said, well, look, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this gigantic trash can. I'm gonna come around the back. I'm gonna put it over the snake and see if we'll figure it out from there. But as I walked around the opposite end, as I was coming around the end before I could get close enough, he said, "Oh, shoot the door open," and then he goes in the store.
Yeah.
But we managed to keep an eye on him, and there's a bathroom right near the back door, and he hid in this corner that had like a lot of like bed railings and stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
And when he eventually the we called the a snake guy. We called somebody came out, and the guy comes out, and he was like, "What y'all looking at?" And I said, "He's back there. We keep it on him, so because if he gets loose in the store, we might not find him." He said, "Okay."
Right.
He starts moving the little railings. I see him, and the second he moves too many of them, the snake comes out, goes under the door of the bathroom, and then that's what these people do. In his mind, he just like, "Oh yeah, I got you now, buddy." So he walks in, shuts the door. Literally 10 seconds later, walks out with the snake in the bag. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but so I bring that up because you said snake, where a snake be gone, whatever. I've had a habit the past few years of spreading uh, snake snake away. It smelled like mothballs and stuff
Yeah.
around the back part of the door. We had situations similar last year too, but there were two babies, and both of them made it into the store. So the incident I'm telling you about was a few years ago. We didn't really have
Mm-hmm.
any issues. Last year, I guess it was a family or something, because there was two snakes. I caught two snakes. They ended up on the glue traps
Mm.
in the back. Two babies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not to mention, weeks before that, we saw well, the guy that worked for me killed 2 babies at the back before I had to get the door part fixed again or whatever. So all the 4 snakes about the same size. I don't know where the mama was at,
Mhm.
right? But yeah, all babies, but 2 ended up getting killed, and I guess the other 2 probably died too because it was on the glue trap. We threw them out. So
Oh yeah,
yeah, so it's an issue back there.
let you have that.
Yeah, man. But other than that, man, you good?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's March Madness, It's March Madness. So the madness continues.
On and off the court. Like they I want to let me give a shout out. We weren't here last week. I just want to give a special shout out, man, because means a whole lot to me. It's a ton of people. So I know you had business to handle last week. I went to the Galaxy Con last week and had a great time. I went on Sunday this year. I want to give a shout out to the amount of people who reached out to me over that week, all the way up and through Sunday, to find out if I had tickets because they had an extra ticket, a ticket they couldn't use. I've always had people do it. This past time was crazy. Like people was, yo, you going? I know you going to the Galaxy Con. You going? You got your ticket? I got an extra ticket. My job gave me these, or I got these and I can't go. I got 4-day passes, but we only went 2 days. It was crazy. I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous. And if you know anybody had a 4-day pass, so a 4-day pass without any adding any extra exclusive stuff to it or whatever is $165, right?
Mhm.
1-day pass, depending on what day you went, could have been anywhere from one something to 75, right? I want to give a shout out to a special group member of ours who reached out Sunday morning as we were getting set to leave to go, and that would be Sonia Austin. She hit me up, hey, are you going Prime? You going to the Galaxy Con? I'm like, yeah, I'm going. That's I'm thinking maybe she's going or something. I said maybe she see her when I get down there, whatever, as we go. Now she was working the event. She told me where she would be stationed at and what car to look for and all that. She was working the event. If I see her, come through and say hi, but she also had an extra ticket and wanted to see if I wanted it. And I was like, man, I appreciate you so much. I'm good. I'm good on that, but I do appreciate it. So that one was, not to send anybody else stuff wasn't special, but that was a group number right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's love right there. So I got to give it up for her, man. I got to give it up for her.
Shout out to Sonya. Sonya, tough boy. Known Sonya since high school, even though she a little older than me. But yeah, track star, basketball.
Yeah.
Uh, she played adult tackle football recently in her 40s.
Yes.
Actually, she was in her 40s playing football. I think she might have touched 50, but I know she was in her 40s playing in the secondary, which is crazy. But what was it, Richmond Widows?
It was the Black Widows or the
Black
Widows.
Widows. Black
Yeah.
Widows. Uh, Cancer survivor. I don't think she's
Yeah.
not saying that.
Yeah. She's put it out there.
Police officer. She do she doing all kinds of stuff, man. She doing speaking engagements and all that now. So it's nice to see such a cool, nice person doing so much in the world. So shout out to Sonya.
Yes, indeed. That what meant the most, man. And I said meant the most, and not to down anybody that was out there, man, but because like people was hitting me up all week with tickets. You know what I'm saying? And luckily, I went this year too. I had been blessed already, so we didn't even have to shell out any money,
No, we're
which I was prepared to do. But if we want to go, but I don't usually miss it. But yeah, that was like wow, that was dope. And I did see where she was, so she told me where she was going to be at. She told me what type of car. I saw the car, didn't quite see her, so she might have been standing
hmm,
in a different spot where they had her working. But yeah, it was dope, man. It was dope. It's hard to believe this week is going by that fast. It was just a week ago.
it was
On
all
Sunday.
good just a week ago.
Yeah, and it's all good now. So much respect. But anybody else that watching this and anybody else, hey, I appreciate the love. So when next year roll around, If you know early that you got some joints you want to give up or whatever, this, that, and the third. I'm appreciate. Matter of fact, it might be a SBP treat in there for you somewhere because I've been saying it forever, but I actually do have some things cooking finally. So we got some things, and there might be something free in there for you. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, y'all can hook me up too now. Don't I don't mind a hookup. Matter of fact, y'all can get together because De La, Erica Badu, and the Alchemist are coming to Wolf Trap in September.
Mm.
So I will not deny a ticket or two. I will not deny a ticket or two if somebody wants to do that. I'm just throwing it out there. Got to put it in the atmosphere.
Caesar,
Or,
what up?
or Jay-Z. I mean, it might be too late for the Jay-Z joint. Uh, Jay-Z Roots joint at the Roots picnic. So, but just saying, just saying.
Yeah, shout out to all of you old members, even all the new members. We got a ton of new members in the group.
Sheesh.
Shout out to all of you. Welcome to the SBP. Thank you for coming through, whether it's because of sports, hip hop, television, and movies. We know a lot of it's because of sports. A lot of you found us based on some posts, especially by the real MVP for the week, Hall of Famer Cliff Jones. Um,
Yo,
off the chain with it, and which is crazy. His post was crazy because I was literally about to post it. It's the same post, but then I said, well, I'm gonna hold it for a couple of days because I'm gonna do something else. But Cliff got out there, put it out there, and bam, you know.
that was crazy. It was the membership numbers was already going up from
Yeah.
two you had made earlier in the week. Because I was like, where are these people coming from? First of all, where y'all been? Where have y'all been all this time? Second, I was like, where are these people coming from? Like it's like 100,000. Like what is going on? Because I see the people that were
Yeah.
wanted to participate in the Sports
Mm-hmm.
Bar podcast. But then at the Cliff joint, which I didn't even know had taken off like that, because I saw the post,
Yep.
but I didn't comment and I just kept it moving. And then you were like, oh yeah, Cliff posted did blah blah blah. I looked at that joint, I was like, it's a dope post. Like, don't get me wrong, but this particular post being the one that went crazy is wild. I ain't mad at it though. I ain't mad at it.
I ain't mad at it.
If Caesar can go viral, everybody can go viral. Sorry, Caesar, it's true.
I tell you what was crazy. So not even just talking about the mega post that he put out, but the two posts that I put out. So I started out with, something basic, name of former NFL, random NFL running back. I just put
That's
a
a good
picture
one though. That's a good one.
Curtis Martin, um, out there with the Jets, right? And then he had some crazy good responses coming through from that one. That shot up. It took about a week. It was at a little over 7,000 impressions. People that checked it out.
Right.
So I was okay, like the exposure. That's love. I waited about a week later, and I threw up a college joint. In my mind, I'm like, I know people love college. It probably ain't gonna do as well as the NFL joint, but hey, it's all love. We bought it all. So I threw up. I said, name a former college running back in the school they played for. Of course, I'm gonna put Warwick Dunn up there. That's my dude. And that joint went crazy. So it took a week. It took the NFL joint to get over 7,000 impressions. It took the college joint one day to get to double it.
Mm.
It doubled in the NFL joint in one day. I'm like, oh, we got love for college like that, man, for real?
Right.
Okay, let's get it. And then a lot of the responses, the running backs that the people were listing from the college, it was awesome, man. Like if you remember their college careers, we know, a lot of them made it to the pros, but you look at their college careers and what they did and the names they were bringing up, man, it was some good stuff in there. Like one I particularly love was like Napoleon Kaufman. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a good one.
People don't talk about Napoleon Kaufman, man, but Napoleon was cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, so one guy, told that my heartstrings went way back because one of the guys I used to really love as a youngin' You remember the football digest books? They was only about this big. It was about the
Mm-hmm.
size of like the little jet joints they had.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I remember as a kid, one of the running backs I used to see all the time was Charles White when he was at USC.
Yeah, Charles
Somebody
White.
put Charles White up there. I said, "Yo," I said, "Somebody throw a picture of Charles White. I'm gonna go ham." It was some dope responses though.
That's all right, bro. That's all right. I like stuff like that because it triggers memories and just like you said, seeing somebody's name that you haven't seen in a long time, just thinking about them, even if it's just for a minute. That's that's love.
Yeah, so shout out to everybody. Shout out to all the new members, man. Shout out to all the new members and people participating in the group. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Um, so it's all dope. But yeah, man, you mentioned, man, it's March Madness. It's March Madness. We got a lot to get to. As per what we're concentrating on today. This is what I'm calling it. It's madness, moves, and money. There's a lot
Mm.
of things going on in a lot of sports today, but particularly we're gonna start with the madness, bro. And things are dwindling down. Source. We got some good games on the men and women's side today, and you know, part of the half of the final four in the men has already been decided. So we'll find out today who the other two participants will be, and the women. The women are getting at it. They still in the Elite Eight action, so they're getting at it, and we'll get some things popping as well. So, but how are you enjoying this whole thing? Are you enjoying it at all? I mean, I know you're enjoying the women, but I mean, I don't know how much on the men's side.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Prime. If I combine all of the men's games that I've watched in this tournament, it would not equal a half.
Mm,
I have not checked in at all. I look at the scores, and that's it. That's all I looked at. Uh, but I know the women's joint. I'm watching whole games. I'm watching back to back to back to back games, including yesterday. But yeah, I'm locked in on the women. I told you a couple years ago, man. A couple years ago, it was like I think we were celebrating my mother-in-law's birthday here, and my wife's cousin and second cousin, we and I walked into the living room, and Kentucky and somebody was on, and none of us knew anybody that was on the court for real. Like we're like, I don't know these people though. I don't know these. I used to know everybody,
right.
everywhere, every team. Like not every team, but most every team that was shown on TV. Uh, Now I don't know anybody, but I'm okay with it though. I never thought I'd be at this point either. Same with college football, to be honest. It's bad. I used to be like, man, I don't know how people talk about they stop watching sports and all that. I don't know how they did that. I don't know how you stop watching.
Right.
Now I'm that guy kinda when it comes to college, men's basketball and football. It's wild.
Yeah, you know how I stay. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I've watched more. I've paid more attention to the men over the past week than I have probably the whole year. But there's been some interesting things, some interesting developments on it. You know, most of the teams that I figured from what I did peep in on during the course of the year are still playing. Well, three of them are. I figured UConn, Duke, and Michigan would still be alive on the men's side. As
Right.
far as Tennessee, I felt that Tennessee was at least a Sweet 16 team, and that could be a problem. I saw Tennessee men play maybe about 3 games, parts of 3 games this year. Let me say that they might, a couple of times I think I just had them on with the sound down, but I was watching, I was listening to some music, whatever. But they're tough. I thought they would be a tough out for anybody. But the fact that they have a chance to play to make it to the Final Four is very interesting. It's a tall task though, because anybody that's seen Michigan play, Michigan
Mhm.
got the tools to take the whole thing. I'm telling you right now, they got size, they got shooting. Um, they can mix you up into 2 or 3 different defenses that like they excel at. They're really good. And that Tennessee-Michigan game is going to be something to watch. They get down to day 2:15 tip-off on CBS. And then, of course, the one that a lot of people got circled, just because, if nothing else, the two fan bases are so big. UConn and Duke, the men going down at 5:05 on CBS. So even if you hadn't been watching the men, that's going to be an interesting deal, especially the fact that both of the women's games will have been going off by then, or about to go off. The second game, unless there's an overtime or something, should be going to wrap up.
Right.
So very interesting, very interesting. Arizona, Arizona's Arizona. They already in the mix, and Illinois has already punched their ticket by beating Iowa. So very interesting, man, the men's side. But the women, let's give love to the ladies as we always do. The women have been outstanding. Just these past couple of days alone. We saw some great stuff the past, week or two. But
Right.
these last couple of days have been off the chain, man. What have you enjoyed the most?
What have I enjoyed the most? I like the Virginia run. I gotta say shout out to UVA. They made that run, although they lost yesterday. They played a tough first half. They actually had the lead going into halftime against TCU. Ended up taking the L, which they should have. It is what it is. But that's a great run for UVA. So salute to them. I'm always watching AZ and Sarah. So that's always fun to see them. Even though they be smacking people, it's still. I mean, just the other day, they had a tough first half. Some would say they were only up by 8. They only had 28 points.
Yeah.
Not really paying attention to the fact the other team only has 20 points and a half. Like, what are we talking about? So, and then they turn it on as usual, win by 20, and everything is right with the world. But I do have to say, I don't know if I said this at the time, at the first when the first thing happened, but I have to say, there's nothing probably sweeter. As much as I love Flage,
Mm-hmm.
but she got what she kind of asked for. She kind of got what she deserved, and I'm glad it was pointed out to me that Flage hit the shot against Duke earlier this season, which pretty much gave them the win. Even though it wasn't a buzzer beat or anything, but it pretty much gave them the win. Then she went down the court. You saw her jawing at Kara Lawson, which I don't love. Players joining coaches, I don't love that. But everybody backed her up because everybody loves Flage. She didn't get the time she thought she should get on the U.S. team. Blah blah blah. Whatever reasoning they tried to create. I never said anything negative about it, but I didn't like that at all. But I just let it be. But she hit it on Ashton Jackson, and for Ashton Jackson to come back in the tournament and hit the game winner, the buzzer beater on Flage. Yo, that was beautiful. That was like crazy. That was crazy for real. When you think about the whole, it was crazy just by itself. But when you think about the whole year, that was super crazy. That was super crazy. What a response to what happened earlier in the season. That's wild.
Yeah, that was wild. That was definitely wild. Definitely wild. I thought it was crazy how they fought back though. That was, you talking about the drama, how they fought. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, when we were sitting there about 3 minutes, I was sitting there like, yeah, LSU probably out of this joint.
Yeah,
like,
it's a wrap.
I said, yeah, that's a wrap. They out of this joint. And shame on me for even thinking that, because I'm always the person that's like, I don't know, it's still time on the clock. Still time. I've seen crazy runs. But I said, no, they probably out of this. They made a furious run though, especially as badly as they played in that second half. They couldn't hit the side of a building at first, and then they D'd up and actually started to hit some shots. Other than for a while she was out there doing her thing, which is crazy because she's the one that got the most criticism last year and a lot early this year.
Yeah, definitely.
And for her to actually been found in the basket here, recently, it's just something. but she had the game and nobody else had the game.
Nobody in the first half specifically.
Nobody. But that was crazy. I tell you what was also crazy. You were talking about Virginia and TCU, but if you didn't know, like if you just like you knew that Olivia Miles was that girl, but you didn't really know. Now you know because she was out there playing with them people yesterday, man. Like the look on her face while she's out here, hitting these shots and putting these moves on people was crazy. It was almost like in her mind, it was like, this is too easy.
Right.
This is too easy. It's like, I mean, you're a baller. I mean, you ever had like either in a game or even just out shooting down at the court, like, oh, he gonna put him on me.
all
And you
the
knew
time.
you knew all day with buckets. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, so
She got busy between that joint, and then of course I'm sure you were gonna mention anyway. The greatness of Hannah Hidalgo is she needs more press. She gets a lot of press, but she needs more press. Who? Here's the thing, Prime. She almost had a quadruple double, all positive stuff.
3 away.
Because for some people, they'd be like quadruple double, and somebody got 10 turnovers. I'm like, what? That's not a good thing. Like, what are we doing? But she almost had a quadruple double. Aside from that, the thing that I don't think people that love basketball would even notice, there were multiple moments where the ball was in the air and there was no reason that she should get the ball because she's like 5'7". There's no reason for her to get the ball. She'd hop up and get the ball in between defenders or in between other players. It was like it happened multiple times. One time in particular, it was an inbound pass, and whoever passed it in threw it in between two defenders.
I remember.
Like, what in the world? And then Hannah just slid between them and jumped up and grabbed. I'm like, dog, that was supposed to be a turnover. That happened multiple times in the game. I was like, man, she's making all the play. Like she's just making all the plays that need to be made. It was wild. But man, what she had 31? She had 31.
31. Right? Yeah, all 5'6" or 5'6.5", 5'7", whoever tape measure you want to believe. All her was just straight dynamic. She's just I've been saying it before this year. Like the girl is just that girl, and I think she's gonna be back for another year of basketball. We get her again, next year. But it's like she's dynamite, man. Like I always talk about effort. That's always been my favorite type of player. Has been the effort player. Whether they are 31 points in the game or not, I love the player that when this thing is over with, whether you win or lose, which I mean, there's a strong possibility that run ends today, but strong possibility. But they there's a strong possibility. That even though they may win, then I know she's gonna leave it all out there on the court. Yeah. Like every, whether it's the offensive end, it's the defensive end, it's the loose ball. It's me. I'm gonna pick your pocket. I'm 5'6". I'm going for the rebound if I have to. I'm going like Energizer Bunny style on him. I mean, that's Hannah. That's why I love Hannah. I know I was reading a lot this year in some of these groups. I told you the WNBA fan base as a whole, man. Some of these people just
lonely.
I could do a whole show just on these people, man. But
lonely.
They just so in the moment.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about this good stuff. Somebody has a bad game. I told you that person wasn't good. I told you this was too much for her. She should have stayed at this school. This is what they do.
Yeah.
And I remember people talking about and chiming in and co-signing. A lady had put a post up about they said that Hannah she hogged the ball too much. And I'm saying to myself, like let's be real, though. Let's be real. Not saying she didn't take a lot of shots last year, but have you seen this team compared to last year's team? I'm telling you right now, this year's team is not even close on the level of how much better the last year's team was, right? Like, they don't have a whole lot. Like they have them. I ain't trying to dismount them next to anything, to be honest with you. It's kind of Hannah, and we're gonna make shift to everything else.
Yeah.
And you're gonna find that one or two players are gonna have some good games here and there. But Hannah in coaching has gotten them to this point right now.
Agreed. You look at Vandy, who they played, and you see Michaela Blaze, who
yes, sir,
great player, All-American, all that good stuff.
Horrible first half though.
I've never, nothing. She's not as, even though she's first team All American. I don't feel like she's as well known, name wise, name recognition as Hannah Hidalgo. So people gonna talk about Hannah more than they're gonna talk about Michaela. But Michaela be shooting that joint too. Like
She's a problem.
she be firing. So what are we talking about?
She be back too.
Yeah, and she'll be back too. Man,
We in good
that's
hands.
crazy. That's crazy.
There's a lot of players that's gonna be back. I tell you, we look across this whole landscape and you think about the shape that women's basketball is in. It's not only will those two guys be back. Sarah Strong is gonna be back.
She ain't got no
You
choice.
know what I'm saying?
She's a child.
A player, if you probably haven't been, folks probably haven't been paying attention to, it won't get the notoriety these players get, but she will be playing today when they take on UCLA. But Toby Fournier,
Toby, nice.
Toby, nice with it over at Duke. She's just a sophomore, bro. Like, there are a lot of problems out there. I give you another one, an awesome game that's going to go down. The matchup between Texas and Michigan.
Yeah.
What's the Olsen, the Olsen girl, Olivia Olsen.
Olivia.
Dynamic guard, bro. Olivia is a sophomore. The women's game is in excellent hands, bro. I'm telling you. And a lot of them are played this week, and a lot of those players that are going to be coming back, we're going to get to see today and tomorrow for the women.
Joyce too, right? Joyce?
Oh, yes. Love Joyce. And she's going to be stacked with, and for her to stick and stand out is a thing because she's going to be stacked with she's stacked with some good talent around her. Now they got a freshman and a sophomore that's pretty daggone good on that team that's not getting shine right now. And their recruiting class is crazy. If anybody went and looked at South Carolina's recruiting class for next year, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, man. So Don's still out there doing her thing, man. But yeah, but like in the women's side today, though, like I said, we do have Notre Dame and UConn. They'll be the 1 p.m. game, and then Duke and UCLA. So Carol Lawson has to contend with Lauren Betts and them over at 3 p.m. Shout out to ABC, though. Shout out to ABC once again. They're not kicking the women to the back burner. You know what I'm saying? They own major TV, too. The men will be over on CBS. So there will be some overlapping in there because like I said, the Tennessee, Michigan joint is at 2:15 on the men's side, and then UConn and Duke is at 5:05 tip-off. So like we were talking about earlier with that UConn and Duke joint, which is the joint today, they should have that pretty much to themselves unless, from the start, unless that Duke UCLA game ends up in overtime somewhere, because that should be getting ready to wrap up by the time that one starts.
That's going to be good. We got two good ones today on the women's side. I know it looks like, UConn's UConn. I think Notre Dame going to fight, though. They're going to fight.
Yeah.
Just got to see how long they can hold on. That's the question.
Yeah. People, and, we got to get the cheesy folks with the if UConn wins. Yeah, well, Hannah, either where she was at today or she won, and I'm like, okay, bro, like y'all calm down. Y'all calm down. You know what kills me about a lot of these UConn people?
What's that?
I'll criticize somebody every year because of just this aspect. Two things. Some, not all, some, and friend of the show, guest of the show, my guy, Corey Booker. We ain't talking about you, bro, because I know how you get down. I've been around you personally, so. But some of these other people are UConn fans by name, so they can probably name 3 people maybe on the women's team right now.
Mm-hmm.
Struggle to name 3 on the men's team. You know what I'm saying? But UConn. I'm like, yo. So a lot of these people are going to be commenting today if UConn go out here and handle business. Some of these people can't get past AZ and Sarah, right?
Right.
Without looking at the screen.
Sure.
But I mean, I'm just putting it out there. But they got a lot to say about how good somehow they shut somebody else down or whatever. But you do you. I'm just.
Do you? Oh, one other thing I want to say about Hannah, as if I haven't said enough. I thought, man, she wasn't guarding Michaela Place the whole game.
No.
But I thought that if she kept coming off the ball and chasing steals, not that she was chasing them just for stats, but chasing steals because that's how she plays. I was like, she gonna pay. It's gonna be a problem, and maybe it was a problem later. Michaela got off in the second half, but it ain't really had nothing to do with Hannah. Hannah was just out there joining, D'ing up whoever she was on, and breaking on passes and taking the ball out of people's hands, and it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So we'll see what kind of, what goes down for them today. So the Michigan and Texas is tomorrow at 7. And of course, TCU in South Carolina tomorrow at 9. Both of those games will be on ESPN. Two quick notes for me. I think about Hannah and Olivia Miles, both back in the Sweet 16. They went there together twice. And unfortunately, this is the both times they got turned away.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice to see both of them actually there. It would have been awesome if some kind of way they could be meeting these, could have met in this today or in this tournament. You're talking about must-see TV. Would have been off the chain.
That would have been nice.
But, that is not how it's going to go down, but it's going to be fun to watch. And we got a real shot. We got a real shot, as a lot of people already know, of having both the UConn has a shot to get both their teams there.
Yep.
And so does Michigan.
Michigan, yeah.
Which I don't want to sell the Michigan women short. I was telling about people how good the Michigan men were, but that Michigan women's team is a problem too. They were a problem last year.
Yep.
So do not sleep. Do not sleep.
They are a problem, but they're running into a problem.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. We'll see if the offensive game takes up. We know that Texas, their strength is the defense.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, when they play defense, bro, they could be shooting. You can have a better shooting percentage than them,
right?
And you still gonna lose. Like they just defensively, they are a problem. They create a lot off of defense, and they pose problems with you down low. And then they got a couple of people that are bigs that can actually guard a little bit outside, away from the basket. So
yeah, that's
a
lot I ran into.
Problem. All right, shout out to Roy Hunt. So, as far as the college, I don't really have anything. I did notice this though, because you were mentioning. I thought about it when you were talking about the Flage situation over at LSU, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all the happenings over at LSU. We just had them lose. The news came through against. I can't say that the N you love to hate because he ain't no N. I was thinking about Q, but the man a lot of folks love to hate, Will Wade, right? Will Wade is headed back to LSU. Mr. I stay in the news. And I started thinking about this. I'm like, LSU has got to, it's like Darth Vader. Or better yet, let me see, hip hop, they probably or maybe 50. Because they just putting it out there. They might be Tupac. This renegade. I don't give a F about nothing. Because you think about this. You got Will Wade over there. Folks don't like Will Wade. Don't like Will Wade for a lot of reasons. Mr. I'm a jumper team. I'm a break some recruiting violations. We're gonna find out later. I'm gonna get away with some things. LSU had already dismissed this guy for just cause, and they're bringing him back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. See, talk crazy in the media. The football aspect of it, you go down, and Lane Kiffin. Folks don't like Lane Kiffin, right? Lane Kiffin got recruiting violations, supposedly inappropriate texts to students. Mr. I'm a jump team to team. I'm a lie a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you I'm good here. I'm gonna leave. And then you got Kim Mulkey. I don't know if we should really put Kim Mulkey in it because Kim Mulkey really ain't done a whole lot to nobody, like a whole lot. Kim just, she
Kim
just.
Mulkey?
She, not the level these guys have.
You mean at LSU?
At LSU, yeah.
Oh, okay.
At LSU.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the LSU aspect, right? And she got something that these guys can't really carry, like talking about. She before LSU, she did win 3 titles before she got there. But here at LSU, the media don't like her. A lot of fans don't like her. Unless you at LSU, players seem to love her. But just the fact that people don't like her, like they have to have the most unlikable roster of coaches, maybe in the history of sports. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But the administration, it's like they renegades. I don't give a, you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy.
yeah, that's a rough three, boy, to have together. That's a wild three. Shout out to Matt McMahon. Is that the previous basketball coach? Is that his name?
He was a
That's from
coach
Philly.
before.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember.
That's wild enough. That is my man, Dr. Mike Torrance. That's his brother-in-law.
Oh,
Yeah, crazy, right?
yeah, that is
Yeah,
wild.
that's not his name though, because he was the coach at Murray State with Ja.
Who was
It's
that?
not. What is his name? I can't think of what his name is. That's got Matt McMahon. Is that right? I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, that's my man, Mike Torrance's brother-in-law. Crazy. That is craziness. I was like, what?
Yeah, but that's wild though. That is wild to have that roster. To Matt McMahon.
So yes,
Yeah,
that's right.
Matt McMahon. Yep, that
Yeah.
is wild. So
Oh, I want to shout out to Laney Grant, UNC,
oh, for sure, for sure. I'm
straight out
telling.
the 804. You know.
Yeah, her future is bright. Her future is bright. You know, getting that playing time. Especially remember last year when she was there as a freshman, she enrolled in school early.
Yeah.
Grade point average off the chain. If I enjoyed watching her here when she was here in high school, like she is you know, like was a true, like true. I would say if I went back source in the past 20 years of high school basketball in the 804. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. I know one guy's definitely going to disagree with me, but that we know he's entitled to his own opinion. But Laney Grant to me is one of the top 8 players I've watched play in high school in the past 20 years, women and female. Yes,
Really?
Laney
Top.
was a problem. Laney didn't get all the pub as some of the players just based on where they played.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go back and look at Laney's numbers, what she did in those games, especially um, leading James River and some of her playoff performances, Laney is not only was a scorer and a baller, she was a true leader. Like you had to see. Now I'm speaking visually. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
talking about what we can stack up all the numbers. Her numbers are stacked though. Her numbers are good. But when you actually watch players play so much and you see them and you see Laney was tough. Laney was tough, man. Laney was tough. And that's why she had all the offers that she had. A lot of people, she had some decent offers, but she was in love with Carolina um, and they allowed her to come early because she wanted to come early.
Right.
And it worked out for her. So we'll see how if her role increases anymore after these 2 years because she got significant playing time last year coming in early. So and there's some players leaving on that team, so she may start. So baller though, baller.
Yeah.
All right. So sticking with the ladies though, we had some big things happen. Source big things we celebrated in the SBP,
Yeah.
and that would be the women in the WNBA coming to the agreement and finally getting paid. They're getting that money that they asked for. They stood strong. Shout out to everybody that was in those rooms, especially Brianna Turner, Stewie, Necker, all those players, the voices that were out there, Nafisa Collier's voice, all the players that were in it, but they got it done. And they are about to get major money, dog. Major money. I know you was as happy about that as I am.
Yeah, man. Glad to see these ladies get this money. Shut some of these dudes up. Shut some of these dudes up. These dudes are so silly, man. But anyway, uh, glad to see the increase in overall uh, salary per player and for the whole roster. Um, Glad to see the kickback to the former players in the WNBA being able to rope in some money for them into this whole deal. It's just a lot of good things, man, and it sets up the league for a lot of better things, a lot more healthy players who don't have the mental struggles of having to travel overseas every year to play. Thankfully, Unrivaled helped alleviate some of that with its crazy money that was given players off rip. So that's definitely a big deal. And shout out to Unrivaled. But yeah, thank you to the WNBA overall for getting this done. And even though it was after the date that they claimed was the date, we still get a whole season, no interruptions, and it's dope. And two more teams. Goodness gracious.
It's a lovely thing. We'll give a shout out to all the folks in the chat as we hit this subject, especially our main man, the OG. DB is in the house.
DB is your what man?
DB said, Reverend Prime and Pastor Source, good morning, my good people. Good
Salute.
morning, my brother. Hope you enjoying the word this morning, no doubt.
Amen.
Yeah, man, it's dope. It's dope, Source, man. They're out here getting money. People out here talking crazy, and people got to remember it took about 40 years before the NBA became profitable, right? People don't forget. People just don't know. They just want to speak craziness.
They don't care about that, Prime.
Yeah, and it was years. Remember, it was years. It was years ago when they were reporting that, reports are coming out that not even half the teams in the NBA were actually profitable. At the time, so all y'all talking crazy about these women. Got to give us a shot. You got to give it a chance. And you got to be optimistic, man. Or don't be. We ain't asking you to watch. We asking the people that love the game, like ourselves, to watch, support, buy the merchandise, go out there as they grow and expand.
Yes, sir. Love it.
Projected. So they had a salary cap last year of about 1.5. That balloons to $7 million per squad.
$7 million.
All right, Super Max up to 1.4 million, and we know probably the first to break that is probably going to be A'ja.
A'ja Wilson already.
And it should be A'ja Wilson.
Yeah.
What we got? They projected by when this thing is over, and the CBA runs through 2032. So they're projecting that we might be up to about 2.4 million by that time on the revenue projections. As far as the Supermax. So
man, I hope it's sooner than that.
Yeah. So, but I said that's when this current CBA runs through 2032. So what's that give us? 7 years? About 7 seasons. So yeah. Also want to shout out Alicia Clark too. I don't know how I didn't put her name. I shout out to her because she was pivotal in this whole thing.
Sure.
But yeah, they getting money. 20% revenue share, Source.
Yes, big difference. Big difference from them crumbs. I remember when I did a video a year ago. It was like 8%, 10%. Mm-hmm. So big difference. It's a lot. It's a lot of. That wasn't even revenue sharing though. That was just salary, the percentage of salary that went to the players. So yeah, the revenue share is a big deal.
DB says they don't know the history of the NBA. It was just as bad with the pay. Jordan didn't even get a big paper. He didn't get a big bag for just playing until late in his career. He made his money from endorsements. That's what it is. DB, that's what I be trying to tell these people, man. That's what I'm trying to tell these people. Go back and look it up. Do the history first. But they out here criticizing folks, thinking that the NBA was always profitable. It took mad years, yo.
Yeah.
And there were mad years that, the league was carrying teams. You know what I'm saying? They were carrying some of these franchises because they couldn't make the payroll or, they couldn't pay for certain things. It was a long time, man. Like a long time before they got to where they was really making the money they're making now.
Yep. Indeed.
You got to crawl before you can walk, man.
For sure.
Got to crawl before you can walk. So big victory for these ladies, man. You look at the salaries last year, girl Kelsey Mitchell was at about 250,000. We had some big money out there. Jewel Lloyd, Kalia Copper, Enrique, all were hovering around at 248, 249. But now they about to get major paper. It looks like the minimum salary is going to end up being around 300,000. And there's some things written into that is based on your year in the league and what your contract already is. Like, I think Paige, if I remember right, Paige Becker's is making like 78 based on her current contract. She ain't worried about that because, she killing in endorsements.
Right.
Till her money catches to where it's supposed to be, but making way more in endorsement than she'd make in a WNBA season. But once this thing all pans out, man, you're thinking about, the minimum salary last year was 66. So these women are about to get money, and I can't wait. I hope this thing continues to grow. But that brings up something else, though, Source.
What's that?
All of this happening right before the season started. We know we're less than 2 months away from the season starting. Mm-hmm. But we got some big things popping up on the horizon.
Already?
So one of the big things we got popping up, of course, free agency starts in about a little over a week. It's about a week. And when I say it starts, you can start getting qualifying offers on April 7th. So that run for a couple of days, right? You can't sign nothing, but qualifying offers can go up on April 7th. April 9th, they can start negotiating, right? And then on April 12th, agreements can actually be signed. So we're about to really start, this thing's really about to pick up and really start to speed up. And I bring that up because me looking at this might be an unprecedented year, not just with money, but have you had a chance to look at the free agents?
Yeah, everybody. I was watching Natasha Cloud live a few weeks ago, and she was saying we all planned this for all of us to be free agents when the CBA was up. I was like, yo, because when she said it, I was like, yeah, she's saying all of us, like a bunch of players, cool. No, it's a lot. It's a lot. And you add that in with the we got the expansion joint, right?
Expansion draft is it the 6th? It's soon. Yeah, expansion draft is soon. Like real soon.
Expansion draft plus free agency. Man, it's gonna be so many people in new places. It's gonna be crazy for real. It's gonna be so many people in new places.
Yeah, man. If you're a WNBA fan, and this is gonna be just as fire as us sitting back on the NBA joints. You know what I'm saying? Like, is because a lot of teams gonna be trying to retain their players, and that's a lot of teams that need to retain their stars. And there's gonna be some player movement. Here goes just a few, but these are just some of the bigger names, man. Some of the bigger names. These are your free agents right here, a lot of them. And unrestricted. You got Asia in there. We got Stewie. We got Necker. We got Kat. We got Satu Sabali. My girl Alicia, down there. We got your girl Jackie Young. We got Kelsey Plum. We got Kelsey Mitchell. We got the point guard herself. We got Sabrina. Man, we got Jonquel Jones, Sky Digg, Jewel Lloyd. And I'm leaving names off. Brittany Griner's out there. Like, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, man.
And these are just unrestricted.
The wild part is you got the players that are going to be what's the word when you can't protect it? They got the players that are going to be protected in the expansion.
Unprotected. Yeah. Cool.
But the problem is you're not going to even be able to afford all the players that you're going to protect a couple days before.
Yep.
And then they're going to still end up in other places. Yeah, it's about to be wild. April about to be crazy.
I'm going to tell you dive deeper into just this picture alone. Just this picture alone. One thing when I put this picture together, I thought about, look at the big threes that these teams will need to try to sign. Just the aces alone. I look at the aces. You got to get the money to ace, you know what I'm saying, to Asia. But then your girl Jackie Young. What do you do with Jewel Lloyd? And that's not to mention the point guard. That's not to mention the point guard. I mean, I would imagine they would, if we're talking three, we would guess, of course, that Asia's no brainer, and then you get to Jackie and the point guard. Is Jewel Lloyd even back with the Aces next year?
It's gonna be tough because
That's
it's
a
gonna be so much.
quadruple.
It's gonna be so much money. There's the money. Give me my money. Yeah, it's so much money that's gonna be rolling around, and you got new opportunities in new places, brand new places. I don't know. It's gonna get funky.
And that's one of our squads because we know where allegiance lie, but we love them as well.
A lot of aces.
But let me go to my other squad. There's a problem for you. Stewie, John Quell, and Sabrina.
What are you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You can't keep three. You're only gonna be able to keep two.
And then if you dig a little deeper, it's not gonna be the highest thing on the chalkboard, but still, there's Emma Mieseman is out there too, and started slow, but when she picked up, she was very pivotal, part of that team, and what success that they did have. So, but just with Brina, Stu, and John Quell is a whole thing. Yeah, that's a whole thing there. I'm gonna give you another one if you're not looking at this. So we might not put this as high as those first two.
Mm-hmm.
But what about Nneka, Skylar, and Brittany Sykes? Not to mention that Gabby Williams is a free agent too.
It's about to be crazy.
Ooh, I know we got money down there, but golly. I'll give you another one. And I almost didn't think about this because one of the players is not on this picture. Something to watch. What about Kai, Satu, and Alyssa? I'm just saying. We ain't talking about Debonna. Like, we just talking about those three. Like, what's going to go on there?
Can't wait. The one person I thought about even before you put the picture up was Kelsey Mitchell. I'm like, she gonna be somebody number one option somewhere. Like for real. Not number one depending on who on the court or depending on who hurt or who not or whatever the case may be. She ain't gonna be in Indiana.
You don't think so? Because I think if I remember correctly, the only big free agent, I don't know if you call it a big free agent, but I think notable free agent, I believe, on that squad would probably be Lexi Hull. I believe. I had to go back and look. But I think Lexi is the only one that I remember. They ain't big time, but just a key player. But
well, Caitlin and Aaliyah both still on their rookie joints, right?
Mm-hmm.
That might be okay. That might be that saving grace, if anything.
Yep.
Because they both still on their rookie joints. Oh.
Now, what would be interesting would be the type of contract, because that would probably be key because they're about to come off those rookie joints, though.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
Maybe they hold on to it for long term.
Yeah. What can you talk her into? What kind of contract would she get if she stayed there?
And she can go somewhere else and get more money.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be interesting.
I give you a couple of fun ones to watch. We know it's definitely gonna be fun for me because one of my favorite players is involved, and she's on that screen. Is Alicia Gray. But Alicia Gray, I don't see her not being in Atlanta. You never know.
Right.
But Ryan is restricted. She's a free agent, but she's restricted. And they love each other. I think the only other friend that we know of that Alicia, the person that she's really close to, other than Ryan, is Asia. I'm not saying that she's going to the Aces because that's not going to happen. But I'm just saying that's a girl. Ryan is a girl.
Yeah. So
I'm pretty sure, like Ryan said, I know I'm restricted and everything, but I ain't even trying to, but y'all. I don't think that's a hard decision.
Yeah, she got to get her money.
Yeah,
she's
unrestricted is the thing, so that's kind of her decision, So.
Yeah, but
and also in that mix too, dog. My other girl, is restricted as well. I don't see how you don't bring her back because she's key. Nas,
yeah,
she's restricted.
And she ain't gonna be super expensive.
Yeah.
in comparison.
Nafisa Collier and Courtney Williams. I don't see them. I don't see how you do how you there. I don't think there's a way you can get rid of Courtney Williams. You got to be bringing in. You got to be bringing in a really good guard.
Right.
Yeah. So the two of them, they love playing together. Um, Tina Charles and Marina. I know Marina ain't trying to go back there. I don't believe. I don't
I don't
believe.
know. Yeah,
But I don't believe. But you never know. A right piece could end up over there, and that could change the whole thing about her wanting to stay.
right.
Veronica Burton, the
Tough.
Valkyries, she's restricted. Shakira Austin is restricted.
DC baby.
I think the only other player that I would have an eye on, man, is Enrique, because I kind of want to see Enrique go somewhere else.
Me too. Actually.
I said it last year, and
Me too.
I thought at the beginning, I said, you know what, I kind of think it might be time for her to go, but she's going to be there. I'm interested to see how this thing with her and Paige works out. I believe they found a way for it to work out. Enrique she had a forgettable season.
Definitely. Yeah.
Career low in points, career low in field goal percentage, 3-point percentage. What they win 10 games last year? Like,
It's because she could. It was less. Two things. It was less opportunity for her to just run around and jack that joint up. Two, and I said it before the season started. Them people's brought too many guards in. What are y'all like? The roster looked crazy from the beginning. I'm like, what is this? What are y'all gonna do with this lineup? This is not gonna work for anybody. So something had to change, and they already made some changes for the end of last season. But yeah, it might be young guard comes in, let Enrique get up out of there, and she can go lead a new squad. You know what I mean? She can go somewhere else and get her unrestricted money. Well, no, she's not unrestricted.
Enrique, I believe Enrique. I think she is.
Well, get her unrestricted money. They might let her cross that millie rock, and get her paper. I'm not mad. I'm not mad if she get her paper.
Yep, I was right. She's unrestricted too.
Yeah, so bring in a young guard, let her go. If Dallas is still bad, at least Enrique don't have to sit through that again. She been there, so there could be opportunity elsewhere, especially to get that money.
So well, we definitely gonna be watching that, because if you look, well, we would know because they can start signing contracts on the 12th. The draft is on the 13th. And I just bring that up because I'm thinking about one of the biggest questions out there, of course, is what the Mavericks, what Dallas, what the Wings are going to do with that pick.
Yeah.
Because everybody's, they're going to bring AZ in, and AZ and Paige going to be together, and so on and so forth. They're going to bring that up, and then you're bringing in another guard who can score.
Yeah.
Or do they go with our fam? I don't think, I wouldn't go Lauren Betts at that pick. They do need a big. So I'm not saying that Lauren Betts would be a bad pick. But everybody's talking about our fam coming over. Not another sensation. But do they really want to go another guard?
Right.
That's interesting,
bro. Ooh, we got less than 2 weeks to find out, though. We'll know in less than about 2 weeks.
Yeah. Only other news we got on that front, of course, is that we mentioned the expansion draft, and we do know that that's coming up. Houston's getting the team, so Houston, we do not have a problem. I'm saying, so looks like Connecticut is packing it up and headed to Houston to bring back the Comets. We heard last year that the Connecticut ownership was exploring possibly selling the team.
Yeah.
And so that's come to fruition, and they're heading back to the Comets town. So I know the people in Houston are ecstatic about that.
Indeed. That's dope. I'm glad for Houston. That's tough for Connecticut, but the good thing is, and it this I don't know if this has anything to do with it. Even though the college, the states with big college teams don't have a lot of WNBA teams necessarily now, they still got the college. They still got women's college basketball to look forward to in Connecticut and Tennessee and in different places. And letting Houston get back in the mix, I think is a good thing because Houston is still a live city, but it's also still an up and coming city for real. Um, so that's a big deal for the league. I think that's a good spot for them to be.
Yeah, it's got to be sad though in Connecticut because my thinking back in the day was, yeah, Connecticut's got to be a great sports town. You got
Right.
basketball and you got, and I'm saying, what do they have? Like, what do they have when we start talking about professional teams? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, y'all ain't got nothing.
They got Yale. They got Yale and UConn. I
You
don't
got
know.
tradition. I mean, they got tradition. I don't know. I can't say for no reason, because I mean, well, I mean, I
Oh
could
yeah,
say for no reason. I could say the opposite, but I don't know.
they got good pizza.
Yeah, good pizza. It made me
Oh, yeah.
think of I think I might have told you this before. It made me think of the time my grandson was like he was talking to CJ. So Uncle CJ, he said, Uncle CJ, did you play basketball? He said, nah. He said, I played baseball. He said, you ain't played basketball? He said, no. He said, dang, you just tall for no reason.
Oh, the
Man,
kids.
the things that kids say, bro.
The kids.
Yeah, that's wild, bro. That's wild. But yeah, poor Connecticut, man. Poor Connecticut.
They
Oh
be
my,
all
I don't
right.
know what y'all gonna do. It's gonna be all right though. As Kenny says, it's gonna be all right. Well, they say we gonna be all right. Now maybe y'all gonna be all right. I don't know.
They gonna be all right.
Hey, I just thought about something too, real quick before we move on. What would be like? Could you imagine the girls when they signed that deal? When they signed that WNBA deal, like the party that like with the soundtrack was probably like could have made an album.
Mm.
Like
Ooh,
they was in that joint jamming and blasting, popping bottles, popping Moet. I mean, what they were playing in that store? They playing with 50. I get money up in that joint. What they
Do
playing?
the ladies run this mother?
I mean, that soundtrack in that joint will be crazy, man. We get Money Trees by Kendrick. I mean, that's what we got in there. All About the Benjamins.
All about the Benjamins, baby.
DJ and that joint spinning.
Where
Um,
them dollars at? Where them dollars at?
Money, Power, Respect,
Yeah.
Cream.
Yo.
Hey, we're gonna talk about Jay later, but shoot, Jay and Big, I love the dough.
I love it dope more than you know. Yeah.
Oh man, that soundtrack. Oh yeah, my man's. I got to have my man's in there. J. Cole. He can play ATM.
Mm.
You can play Mo Money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
More money, more problems.
yeah. Hopefully that don't come from us. I give you one out far to left field that they probably wouldn't play. Every soundtrack always got a couple of joints on them that it's not by like the heavy hitters, right? But people know 'em. I got to give a shout out to what's my man name? Young Lay and Mac Mo.
Mm.
All About My Fetty.
All
And the
about my
reason I
fatty man.
thought about that too, being on the soundtrack, yesterday, what was it, 31st anniversary of the New Jersey Drive Volume 1
Woo.
soundtrack. And that joint was on there. All About My Fetty. Money,
Yes,
money,
sir.
money, I know. Yeah.
That's
So,
good. That was a good one.
yeah. So, and a lot of songs, but I bet you the party would be jumping. And that CBA soundtrack
Mm.
would be mad crazy source. I'm saying? I leave you with Operation Stackola. Stack that paper. Stack that paper.
Yeah.
So what we got? So we went through, spun through that. Only thing I got left, man, before we get to the music joint, is real quick. I just want to get your feelings on this on the NFL.
I
Um,
ain't got no feelings, Prime. I ain't got no feelings, but go ahead.
and I know a lot has happened since we talked about it last. We do know that JSN got mad money, which he should have. But really, the real talk has been the NFL and its scheduling, right? Because now they talking about the Wednesday games. They talking about putting the game on Wednesday. Now I understand the reasoning that we're going to get football technically on a Wednesday this year. I get it. I get it. Seahawks gonna open up in Lumen Field against an opponent I believe is still yet to be named. There's a list of maybe 5 teams they believe it could be. One of them is the Dallas Cowboys. I hope it's not.
I hope it's not too,
So,
for
uh,
your sake.
yeah, I hope it's not. I mean, we're gonna be a draw anyway. I mean, we can just leave us on Sunday, bro. Let's do a thing on Sunday. Put us on Sunday. Y'all to hit us with the Thursday joint, but I don't want to open up against Seattle. But I know y'all want to make a bang. I don't make those decisions, so y'all do what y'all gonna do. But it'll be only the 5th Wednesday game since 1950,
Mm.
and a couple of those games will come more recently. We do know Thursday you got Rams and the 49ers kicking the joint off in Australia. Um, but the real problem I have, if there's a problem, would be the fact that they are thinking about putting a Wednesday night game on the day before Thanksgiving. Why do we need that?
Whew.
Why do we need that? I know, and that's just me. You might feel differently. I understand somebody might want to peep at a football game while they in there smoking the greens, putting in ham hock in them greens and starting getting the pies ready and all that and prepping. I don't need that though, dog.
It's unnecessary. I won't be mad at it, but it's unnecessary. I mean, Friday be unnecessary, to be honest.
Yeah, we
But
already
I
get back.
like it. I like it. But yeah, it's unnecessary. I don't know why they're trying to dominate that particular holiday at that point when they've already got it locked down. Like, that's not even an issue. So, feels OD.
Yeah, I don't think we need it, man. You're already thinning out my Sundays, man. I like packed Sundays when it comes to
That's
NFL football. That's what I'm used to. You're gonna thin it out even more because we're gonna already be into the Saturday game type thing, and
mm-hmm.
and you got of course the Black Friday joints. Like you're thinning out my Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't need to go into no Sunday where I don't have but 7 games the whole day or 8 games, whatever y'all gonna do. Like I don't need that. I need action, bro.
Yeah. Scott needs more games than that.
Yeah, that's of course that's because I don't want it. You know that means it's going to happen.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I need to protect my Sundays though. I need mad action, man. Y'all got to stop this.
Agreed.
All right, so that was my 2 cents on the NFL. All right. Last thing we got, man. We'll move to some hip hop, bro. We're gonna move into some hip hop, and most notably, the subject and the guy today, of course, would be Jay-Z, because Jay-Z speaks. Now we've seen Jay-Z say a little something here and there when it comes to the NFL. We've seen Jay uh, might have pop up at a game or two in the NFL. Well, a lot of games in the NFL, we catch pictures of him out on the sidelines and meeting people, taking pictures with the kids and all of that. But Jay-Z has spoken. He gave an interview to GQ, which we found out actually somebody said that the interview might have taken place maybe in January. I don't know if that's true or not, and it is putting it out. But anyway, Jay-Z has spoken. And did you watch the whole interview?
I sure did. As soon as I saw it was a thing, I watched it.
All right. What were your thoughts on Jay and what he said and him coming out and speaking and all that?
My first thought was, who was this interviewing Jay-Z and how did he get this interview? Like, what is going on? Why? I don't know who that. I still don't know who it is. The young guy. I don't know who that is. I don't know.
Somebody work for GQ.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I got. I thought the interview was fine. Anytime Hov on, he talking, then you got to appreciate that because it's so rare. But he did, as was mentioned by somebody, it was a lot of him kind of interviewing himself because he was asking himself questions. Like, you think you should, no, go further with that. No. And I'd be like, he was interviewing himself partially. Dude was fine. No real hate towards that young man. But that was asking a lot. And you would think that a veteran would receive such an interview. But I think that was on purpose. Jay-Z was going to control the interview, especially with a younger person. He's gonna do what he want to do, whether he has a relationship with them or not. And I think him and Bruh had spoken, so there was some relationship there. But as far as what he said, I thought he was being honest. I just thought he was being forthcoming, and I enjoyed the information that was shared, especially when it came to him discussing things like the actual beginning of the Nas issue, Kendrick and Drake. It was interesting to hear him talk about Kendrick and Drake and make the point, I'm Jay Z, which I love. Some people had a problem with it. I love that. I'm like, don't act like I'm not me. Like, what are you talking about? Why do I care about what these dudes is doing,
I'm effing Jay-Z. I'm
bro?
home.
Like, be for real. Be for real. Like, I'm picking a side between these two. Come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, that his thoughts. I thought his thoughts were interesting on battle rap and all that. Some people, disagree. I don't think anybody really took super issue with what he said, but people disagree with how he thought that battle rap, there might not be a need for battle rap or battle, no, not battle rap, but rap battles, actual rap battles, which is two totally different things. Battle rap as a whole movement, whole leagues, and that's a whole different group of people operating over there, as opposed to artists who are in a battle with another artist in the midst of a rap battle. So, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I don't think I ever spoke on it, but yeah, I enjoyed the interview.
To me, what I took from it was a lot of that came from not just being a vet, but a lot of it came from being a father too.
True.
Like because when he was talking about how personal it gets now, and he
Mm-hmm.
talking about people's kids and stuff involved, I think that had a lot to do with it. But I also agree with him. I'm not say I'm against it one way or the other, but I don't know. I don't think the game needs it anymore. I don't think the game definitely needs it. You know what I'm saying? I don't. We can. Yeah, they can still do the battle leagues and the ultimate leagues and all that stuff. They got that's fine. But as far as all this record stuff, not that I haven't found some of the recent stuff like with Ti and 50 funny. You know, I think they both benefited from what's going on. You
Right.
know, it's Ti album is gonna be through the roof when he hits. It lets you open up even more to his family, especially Damani. I think I got to take my hat off to Damani because when you hear 50 talk about a young man that's out here wants to get everything on his own, won't take money, never wanted to take money from his daddy, never wanted this, very rarely asked for help, and it's brought more light to the rise of whatever Damani is going to become. I think that part is dope. So I think having that beef can be a positive thing,
Right.
but I don't necessarily know if it's needed. And I was reading a lot of comments. Everybody has their own view on it, just like in sports. Everybody has their own view on why uh, LeBron shouldn't be considered the GOAT, or why
Right.
Michael ain't the GOAT, why this person ain't this, why this person ain't that. That old era was this, no, and that. There's people that have various opinions. There were people that were saying, well, beef is part of the foundation of rap, blah, blah, blah. In the old days, this is what's this, that, and the third. You know, other people say the opposite. So I agree with Jay on the fact that I don't know if I look for it the way I used to look for it. I don't know if it's necessary.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if it's necessary. Kendrick and Drake thing gave us something that was monumental. That was great. We all paid attention to it. That was dope. But I don't know if I need to have that every year.
Right. Yeah.
I,
It dominated 2024, and that was enough.
and of course, a lot of these young folks out here talking. Yeah, it's an old head. This talking this and blah blah blah. They're gonna have their opinion just because it's not somebody they listen to. It's like these people out here commenting about the validity of Jay-Z's numbers, the tickets that were sold, and I've never thought about once that I want to throw in a Jay-Z. We don't expect you to. The numbers don't lie though. These young folks are quick to point out the fact that NBA young boy sold this and he did that or whatever. Well, numbers are numbers. Why the numbers? The importance of numbers have to change because it's somebody you don't listen to because it's a you were born in the 2000s.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, but I enjoyed the interview. I agree with you a lot of the stuff he was asking questions to himself, but that was one point that he drove home, and I can say I can agree with it. He was talking about like the four elements, some of the elements of hip hop, and he talked about breakdancing, and he said how important pretty much is breakdancing. Now, I mean, it's an Olympic sport, but a lot of things have its time. Some things have a expiration date, or maybe just not as important.
Agreed.
But I did love that. I did love that part though when he said that. I mean, I'm Jay-Z. I'm Jay-Z.
That was the best part.
I loved it. I mean, and he's right. Yeah, so, I did also love Source when he was talking about his family, too. When he was talking about not only giving Beyonce props of her ear for music and her remember things, but the love and appreciation he showed. He showed for Blue, how talented she is, and just the fact that he don't even know if they're gonna be able to get her off of music if they tried. You know what I'm saying? Like her ear for sounds and playing the piano. So sounds like she's gonna be around for a minute. It's like she ain't going nowhere.
I want to hear that piano playing though.
Yeah.
You talking like she a prodigy.
Claim that she's nice with it. Maybe that's her thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's her thing. But overall interview good, short interview for the most part. And I thought it was dope. And I think just like you and I were talking weeks ago, we already see the Root situation. We see the concert situation. I think he's definitely revving up for something. Maybe him and Beyonce maybe about to hit another tour.
Man, he just need to drop some.
I think that's coming because I think it's been kind of quiet on her front, even though there have been some leaks over the past 6 months or so that are saying that she may have new music. So
it's gonna be fire.
Yeah. And I don't know how I did forget this part though. Remember he was talking about new music on there. He did say he was surprised about Kendrick and how bold Kendrick was by performing new music at the Super Bowl. And that's crazy because if you go to a lot of like shows now, especially with a lot of our older artists, especially, the lesson is they stick to the hits.
Yeah.
Right. Now you see some like this, they might play a joint. Oh, this is a joint off my new album. And they might spin you a joint, like maybe one joint. But they stick to the hits, the stuff that you already know, and let the other stuff, materialize. But I thought that was an interesting point.
Yeah, I think to me that's expected from an older artist, and not that Kendrick is super young, but for him, it was crazy for him to go on that stage and not do the joints that people expect to hear. But he was also on a mission, and it's bigger than the hits. It's bigger than just the most popular songs, So I think that points to why he did that.
Word up. Outside of Jay-Z, the only other thing I can think about, I want to give a shout out to J. Cole, which I'm always giving a shout out to J. Cole. But J. Cole has been busy, and he's been done a couple of joints here lately too. Of course, He's been on the joint with Cam and talking about their situation. The two of them got together and talked about their situation with the lawsuit and all that. I enjoy listening to the two of them talk because,
Very good.
Cam ain't gonna pull no punches. He gonna put it out there, and they've settled everything now. I thought that was really good. And then also, I thought his interview, J. Cole was on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Melo and them, and he dropped a lot of insight, and he talked about not only that, but of course, what everybody's going to bring up, the situation where he stands right now with Kendrick and where he stands, and Drake and what it would be like if they would have buried the beef between the two of them, what things could be and all. And I thought it was really good. A lot of people hating on J. Cole because of the fact we already know because of not only did he bow out of the beef, but he continues in every interview he does to talk positive about people and how he just wanted to be all love and it was this and that. But you find out more and more on the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn joint about how the misconception on how the beef got started and who was supposed to be on one album and what song initially and all that. So that interview on the 7 p.m. in Brooklyn was pretty dope with him.
Okay. Well. I might have to check that one out.
Yeah, check it out. This is pretty good, man. It's just really good. I know you ain't a big Mellow guy, but a lot of the stuff they have on that show, the interviews and stuff, are pretty dope.
I don't like Mellow. I mean, I don't dislike Mellow. I don't love Mellow. I don't love Miro at all.
Yeah, and the good thing with Miro is not the thing about Miro. Miro is probably on even half the time now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So a couple other people sometimes will come in and host, but he's there, but he's not there as much as he was when they first started.
Gotcha.
And I wouldn't even say, I'm a Mellow guy. I'm not even going to say that's even close to even one of my favorite listens for the week. But they get a lot of really good guests on that show.
Right.
And I want to shout out the fact too, and he keeps people involved. He had Monica McNutt on this joint too. Monica's been on there quite a few times, so she's New York, and now she was on this joint. So it's a shout out to Monica. Not only get a basketball, but a hip hop perspective as well.
Word
up. So that's all I got. What else needs to be put out there? You got anything you want to put out there? Me to speak on?
No, I don't think so. I don't have anything going on. No, ain't nobody. If you want to go to Sacramento, anybody want to go to Sacramento in July, I'll be hosting a beat battle out there.
Word.
And it's gonna be dope. Elder Sensei is gonna be a celebrity judge. I think it's gonna be another judge as well. When it gets 500 and an ad in this magazine, One World magazine, I might interview him too. And then the second place gets like 250 and an ad in the magazine. Like it's some dope stuff going on. Shout out to my man Doom the Wiz for putting it together, and looking forward to that July 11th.
Nice. I can't think of anything else. I will give a shout out to ATL though. Dude, can you believe ATL, the movie came out like 20 years ago, bro?
20 years ago, yeah. Sound about right.
Sheesh. That's crazy.
Sound about right to me.
That is crazy. I thought about that too. We were talking earlier. One, when I mentioned we're talking about anniversaries, we were talking about 31 years on New Jersey Drive, Volume 1 soundtrack. But also when I mentioned my son, when I mentioned CJ, it was crazy him being an adult now. I think never thought about can't forget the time when we were all sitting in the living room, me and all my kids and Kobe was sitting there. And you have kids that you have adults now, but when they were kids, they were youngins. Certain things kids are gonna say, and you're gonna always remember it, right? Or something they bring on something that was funny. Man, CJ was a kid, like 5 years old maybe. We're sitting there watching TV. He just walks in the room out of nowhere. So I ain't gonna lie, I just got some cutty last night. No, one of the classic lines from ATL, man. And just imagine, like, He's already a kid, right? Like a kid. And the room was like, everybody was just quiet in the room, just watching TV. And he just comes down the hall, just out of nowhere, and that's just the first thing he says. Man, dog.
That is hilarious.
Me, Nicole, my daughter, and mother, we were in the room in tears, rolling, laughing. And he just standing there like, what? Like, I'm saying, okay.
You're like, what they laughing at?
Like, what's going on? Like,
it was funny, but it wasn't that funny. No, it was that funny, actually.
ATL, good, classic. DB says ATL still in rotation over here. Some good lessons for my kids, and definitely some good lessons in that movie, man. Yeah, outstanding lessons, man. Because we never do ATL, do?
No.
Yeah, we ain't never do.
I don't know.
Huh?
I said there's still time.
Yeah. That's something we got to think about, right? To run a quick joint on ATL. That would be a good running back, I think. To this timeless, but that's it. But that's all you got. You got anything else coming up?
Nah, man, just a regular Beat Cypher Wednesday. Pull up with your beats on Wednesday, 7 p.m. This week's sample challenge is anything from the 70s, because this is Beat Cypher Wednesday number 70.
Word up. Well, you heard my man. He put it out to y'all. Check him out. I have nothing going on. Here we are. Now the doors to the church are now open. All right. So let you know if you're checking us out for the first time, or just a reminder, we are here most Sundays from 11 a.m. ish. You know, black people do. We might not be right on at 11. Might be 11:01, might be 11:11, might be 11:12, but we're going to be on there most Sundays. So check us out. We are here. You found us on the group on Facebook. It's the SBP. The page is the SBP TV. Also over on YouTube. I see with a couple of people checking on YouTube. The SBP TV. Check us out. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
No doubt. And we're going to leave you with that. I hope everybody enjoys their Sunday. I know I am. iPads, TVs, everywhere. It's going down. Lots of basketball popping off. Elite Eight. We're going to finish it up. Find out who's going to the Final Four on the men's side. So it's going to be dope. So tune in. Yeah. But until next time with your boys, I'm Prime and that's Source. This is the SBP. We out of here. Peace.